Hey there, welcome to another episode of Your Concrete Success Podcast. This is your host, Danny Barrera, owner and founder of Concrete Marketing Crew. Excited to be here with another episode with Maddie Barrera, co-founder of Concrete Marketing Crew. Maddie, how's your day going so far?
My day's going great. I'm super excited to be here. I have a fun, awesome podcast to record today, and I'm super excited to be here with you.
Beautiful. I love it. What do we have for today's topic?
All right. So today's topic is going to be tips for launching a successful concrete coating and epoxy flooring business. So we're going to give tips. It's going to be great.
Yeah, tips for launching a successful concrete coating and decorative concrete business. Love it. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, make sure that you like, subscribe, and leave us a comment with your business name. Leave us a comment with your business name. Also, if you're listening to this in Spotify or Amazon Podcast, Apple Podcast, wherever you're listening to this podcast, you can also enter a special giveaway. This is a one of a kind, and if you can pull up the t-shirts here, which is Crush the Standards t-shirt. You get a chance to get one of these right here. All you have to do is leave us a comment, share this video, and in the comment, make sure you mention the name of your company so we can look you up and connect with you, and we'll send you a couple of these. Maddie, you want to talk to us a little bit about Crush the Standards, what it means?
I mean, this is one of these, one of the themes that we have in Concrete Marketing Crew, because we have set the standards in terms of our advertising creatives and strategies.
Yeah.
So now instead of just setting the standards, we just got to crush them. So here we are crushing the standards that we set.
Beautiful, beautiful. So you set the standard and then you crush the standard. And that's what it's all about. But today, in today's podcast, we're going to talk about a specific topic that, look, we get a ton of questions from startups that are looking to grow and get launched in the right way, and they want to land clients, they want to sell floors, and they want to figure out what they should be doing. So there's a lot of questions, and based on those questions, Maddie has put together a series of questions. Maddie, you want to give me the first one here?
Yes. Okay. The first question. What is the biggest difference between the companies that are succeeding after launching versus the ones that are struggling?
Oh, there's quite a few talking points in there. So the biggest difference with the ones that are succeeding versus the ones struggling. So we've talked about mindset in the past, but in this one specifically, I would say that the mindset that these individuals come with, the business owners, are they coming in with an installer mindset, meaning they just work with someone and they're opening up their own shop and they're thinking that they could just, by the mere fact of opening up their own coating business, they're going to be successful? Or are they treating this like a business, and from a business perspective, do they have a business plan? Do they understand the structure, and do they have a plan of how they're going to grow and scale the company? There are so many layers to this conversation because you got to know your numbers. There's an investment of equipment that you probably have to make. You have to know what products. Do you know how much you have to sell per square foot, or are you just going by competitor's price? And are you lowballing right next to everyone else? So if you've been to a training class on how to start your own epoxy business, some of the pros is that you get training. And some of the cons is there's actually data that you need to figure out in your business. And I've seen it time and time again, the ones that come in and crush it, they understand the business side of things a little bit more than the installer side of things. And we've also seen that the guys that come in just for the business sakes and don't have necessarily the training, or their crews aren't trained enough, they go and they have to do a lot of go backs for the installs, a lot of redos. So there's those conversations, right? Expertise, a good blend of good quality service for the client, good business mindset, and understanding that it's going to require an investment for marketing, because epoxy flooring concrete coatings is not per se a needs in the category. In some commercial instances, there are needs, but in most cases for residential, 99% is a want type of service. So it's a marketing-driven business. It's a marketing-driven business. So that's the biggest difference that I've noticed.
I like that. When starting or launching a successful concrete coating and epoxy flooring business, what are the important partnerships you need?
Partnerships. So there's a couple of key partnerships. The first partnership you need is you're in the business of installing coatings of working with surfaces. And whether you have experience in the industry or you don't, especially if you don't, you need to get yourself in and get some connections of individuals that can provide you with high quality technical support. Because when you have product failures, who are you going to call? When you have the client complaining about the floor is chipping or it's something is the bubbles are coming out, and this install hasn't gone right. So it's very important to ensure that you have a good partnership with a great technical support right in your corner, as well as the product. Who's going to support the product? Is it going to be the same supplier that you're getting the products from, and how does that work? So it's very important to have those key relationships. I would always say, hey, you got to have an attorney in your corner because you want to have your business legalities. And I get it. Look, in the beginning, you just want to get the cheapest option out there. But if you draft up your agreements so that you cover yourself in a legal grounds, legal basis, is so important. And little things like this, look, they're going to cost you up front, but in the long term, they're going to be beneficial for you and your business, so you can sleep very good at night knowing that, hey, I'm covered from the legality perspective, the business setup, and all of that. And then your accountant, CPA, having someone that they know the industry, they understand the trades, they understand how you do profitability and profit models work within the industry. That in itself can make the biggest difference between you taking home an extra 6 figures a year or you just breaking even. Like there's so many ways, so many strategies to work within your business just from having a good accountant, someone that can counsel you into how you can grow your business from the numbers perspective. So you have again the product support system. You have someone in the legal aspect, you have someone in the accounting, and then you have the marketing aspect. And who's going to be your marketing partner? Like if you bring marketing experience, great. But who can you rely on and lean in so that you can get guidance, feedback, data on how you can improve your own marketing? We find that the individuals that crush it out of the gates, they have a very strong partnership. Doesn't always need to mean concrete marketing crew, but they have a strong relationship and advisory right on their corner. So those are critical components. And look, another thing I do recommend having a coach on your side, a business coach, someone that understands how to grow and scale companies, not just in your industry, but just as a whole. It all comes down to the same. You have systems, processes, numbers, and people. So that's all it comes down to at the end of the day in a business setting, regardless of what kind of business. But that's what I would say, those core partnerships.
That's awesome. All right, so we talked about business versus installer mindset, and then we talked about partnerships. So now let's talk about the sales process.
Beautiful. So what would you like to know about the sales process?
What kind of sales process does a successful concrete coating and epoxy flooring business have versus one that's not successful?
Oh, beautiful. So you're starting out of the gates and say that you launch a Facebook ad campaign. Maybe you hire someone. Maybe you see one of the ads come up. Hey, we'll deliver 50 leads and book you 20 estimates guaranteed, or you don't have to pay, right? You see that, and then you start seeing the leads come in. Boom, boom, boom. They start coming in. What do you do then? What do you do then? So there's this one component. The sell doesn't start when you're face-to-face. It starts way before. The building of the value starts way before, right from the beginning. We've talked about this in another episode earlier on. But I do believe the sales process does start out even with your graphics and the videos. How are you standing out from everyone else? Your reputation has a lot to do with it as well. The higher the reputation, the higher the closing rate. Mm-hmm. There's a correlation there. The better the quality of your video, guess what? The higher you can charge for square foot. We've tested these things. Same thing with your brand. The better the branding, the higher perception you have of your brand and the product you're installing. So it's all correlated when it comes to the sales process. It's not just, hey, what's the script, what's the pitch? It's how can we build value in your prospective client? So it all starts out when a lead comes in, what happens there? What's the following experience? and we have this one concept here at Concrete Marketing Crew, is the first 3 minutes matter the most when it comes to engaging a lead. Yeah. We notice that the leads that get engaged right away within the first 30 seconds to the first minute are the most engaged and most responsive leads. So a lot of times we see clients like, hey, leads are engaging, they're calling in, and guess what? It goes to voicemail. Or, they respond to the ad and they're already engaged in sending pictures to the prospect, to the clients, to our clients. And the ones that do not respond right away are the ones that end up paying higher cost per acquisition on the floor install, right? And it doesn't matter how much the cost per lead is. We can drive it down to the floor. We could get leads for $12, $20 a pop. And guess what? You're still going to pay more for the acquisition because you're letting all these opportunities just fall apart. So the sales process, when it comes to it, okay, it's the speed to response, speed to engagement, very important. Then is knowing what to say when you have someone on the phone so you can qualify that prospect. And this is what we have. We're excited about launching our Concrete Coating Success Lab, which if you're interested in finding out, I'll talk a little bit about it later. But in the Concrete Coating Success Lab, we have these calls every other week called the launch calls, which are coaching calls in helping you build your very own appointment setting script, qualifying lead conversion script that is customized to you and your business that we know it's going to work for you. So it's very important to have that one initial engaged in the lead engagement. We talked about that. Like,
right.
No, let's stay here for a minute. We have one client, and although we provide the CRM, we provide all the training, they're still using a notepad, right? You want to talk a little bit about that and the numbers and how shocking it was for you to see everything on the pipeline versus conversions?
It was super shocking because when I look at their monthly leads, they're getting like 80 leads, and then they're telling me they're only converting one. And I'm like, wait, something's not adding up here. So I had got on a call with the office manager, who is the one that's also doing the sales, and she's showing me a notepad. And on the notepad, she's got 3 columns for the 3 times she's tried to call these leads way after the fact that the leads have come in. And then I'm like, well, why aren't you, you can send them text message. She's like, oh, I didn't know that. And then she even said something along the lines, honestly, Maddie, sometimes I even forget to write down who I called and who I didn't call.
Yeah.
So.
And that's what it is.
That's what it is.
And you see, this is why we have all of the support systems and weekly touch points with our clients, because we need that feedback. And if we hear, hey, you've been an entire month, and for all of you, if you're a business owner, especially if you're starting out and you're going to be delegating sales components to someone else, or you have an admin, an office manager, a CSR, someone dedicated to picking up the phone or dealing with the CRM, this is critical. I mean, this has caused this business how much?
Yeah.
Now, here's the beautiful part about it. When you do have a CRM, like what we offer to our clients here, we have reactivation campaigns, lead engagement campaigns to help rescue all of those opportunities to make sure that they don't continue falling through the cracks. And on top of that, this is where the launch calls come in to help these individuals that are handling the leads be able to convert more opportunities, which is what I'm most excited about. It's been high demand. We constantly get questions for it. That's a great example of how many times have we seen this happen where the account manager is crushing it. The leads are coming in. I mean, 80, how many leads?
87 leads.
87 leads.
At like an $18 cost per lead.
$18 cost per lead. And I can tell you, if I wish to pick up the phone, like I've done it before, where a client says, oh, these leads are not responding. I'm like, sure, let me go ahead and dial the phone for you. Right there on the spot.
Right.
And we make 3 dials, boom.
Yeah,
we get someone on the phone and they, oh, sure, yeah, well, I never heard from anyone, right?
That's exactly what I did. I showed her right then and there, real time, how they do respond like right away, which is crazy. And she's like, wow, I didn't know that. I was like, okay, well.
Right. And that's a lesson for us. Hey, what can we add right there in our onboarding process to ensure, even if a client comes in? And this is the interesting part when we're working with a diverse line of clients, some of them which the owner signs up and they immediately hand off the campaign to someone else. Immediately, someone that was not involved in the sales process. And now we're very conscious when we onboard clients, hey, who else is going to be part of the sales process, so that we don't just train the owner or whoever else. Everyone needs to be involved in the process so that everyone is making the most opportunity. So That's just in the front end. Now we have coming up into the face-to-face sales conversation, sales process. You see, by the time you book the estimate to the point that you show up, there should have been some form of assignment selling, something that the homeowner is already doing, thinking, planning, so that we can have a productive discussion about what they want to use their property for, their floors for. What does that environment need to look like? If you're using an app like Flory, 3D visualizer, where they get to play with the colors, they can send you some colors so you can bring some samples. And you're ready to have that conversation, and you can play around with that idea of the design. Now, when you're having that face-to-face conversations, it's a very elaborate, it's about 6-7 step process that you get to have, from the introduction to the greeting to the setting the agenda to sitting down with the prospect and co-creating and building a unique experience for that homeowner, so they can start to see the value on the product, on the business, on the individuals that are going to be installing the floors and so forth. Right. So that entire play, it's really a dance. Mm-hmm. Sales is really a dance of building value, and it's not about so much about overcoming objections. It's more about how much does the person on the other side feel like, hey, what I have here, it's exactly what I've been looking for. Mm-hmm. And how much bought in I'm into what you're selling me. So I could go right in and I could, one sales process, and we've seen this happen again. Individuals that are used to installing floors, they come in and they take measurements and they just give them a bottom line price right there on the spot. And they say, here it is. And they give them an estimate, and they leave the prospect there thinking about it. Sure, we're going to get back to you. We're going to think about it. And nothing happens. Now, the ones that are winning and crushing it, and if you're into reading, I recommend getting the book, The Challenger Sell. The Challenger Sell. And that is all about getting the prospect emotionally involved by going deep into really understanding what do they see in their current reality that may be a trouble, maybe a problem, maybe something that you can now customize a solution to solve it with your flooring solution. So maybe a crack, it may be the floor chipping, it may be the oil stains, it may be so many things. I mean, it's very unique for everyone. But the more you customize it to that individual, and they're the ones feeding you what their problems are, the more that they're actually telling you and committing into that solution. Now I can customize something. I could be selling the same thing as the guy next door, but now it's so customized to you that you're so sold in that, in what I'm selling you, that you're like, sure, well, wow, yeah, I'm into this. And then now it comes down to understanding their buyer criteria. How do they make buying decisions? Grant Cardone has a great question. It's like, hey, when was the last time you made a purchase this size? Right? When was the last time you made an investment of $2,500 or $3,500 on your floors, or anywhere in your home? How did you go about making that decision? What was critical for you in making that decision? You see, now they're telling me, and now I can go back and lean in and say, hey, you know how you said that this and this and this is important to you? And you know how you said that your floors, right? So now I can start building value. And this is an entire conversation. I'm really excited about diving in and helping all these concrete coating business owners and salespeople be able to improve their sales process and their closing by just making small tweaks just like this.
Love it. Yeah. I'm very excited about, we're going to talk later about the Concrete Coating Success Lab, but I'm very excited because I know you're going to get, like, this is just like scratching the surface to the kind of information that we're going to get in the Success Lab. All right. So I am just starting my company, my concrete coating and epoxy flooring business. What should my budget be if I'm just starting out?
Yeah, and this number varies from territory to territory. Maybe you can chime in a little bit. I would say per crew, the numbers that we're seeing right now, if you're starting and you're listening to this video right now, fall 2023, you should be aiming to a minimum of $2,000 ad spend per crew, minimum. This is going to get you booked out probably about 1 to 2 weeks out, depending on what you're selling. It could be a lot more, but just to be very safe. Yeah. These are the numbers I'm seeing on the initial front face. Those individuals that come out of the gates and they have a $6,000, $8,000 budget, They get booked out right away. I mean, they see the lead flow just come in.
Yeah.
So there's that one aspect of the budget, and this is when you reach out to us at Concrete Marketing Crew. We spend some time figuring out what it should be for you, because it's very diverse for everyone. There are territories that it's wide open, quite literally wide open. And there are others that it's just maxed out, a ton of competitors. But you want to talk about this season and what it entails, having all these retailers, e-commerce, why the cost per lead goes up during this time?
Okay, so during this time, cost per lead goes up because the market is incredibly. Imagine this is like the Super Bowl of advertising. So during this time, some companies, especially retail companies, especially on the holiday seasons, they ramp up their entire budget for just these months. So it's not like that they need to advertise the entire year. Like say these big giant storefronts and small storefronts and anything that sells retail might not advertise in the beginning of the year, but they all their entire ads budget goes to this time. So the market is incredibly noisy and saturated. So ad spend by nature goes up.
Beautiful. Yeah. And I love it. And if you can, Christian, if you can put up that T-shirt again, and then the hoodie. I want you to, if you're watching this video, thank you for watching again. We appreciate you. If you're finding this information helpful and you feel like there's someone else that needs to listen to this, feel free to share this over. But you get a chance to come into a raffle. We're going to be giving away these T-shirts, beautiful T-shirts, Concrete Marketing Crew, Crush the Standards. And there's a meaning behind it, especially right now as we're heading into some of the most competitive times of the year here, especially in the concrete coating industry. Crush the Standards to us means we have to be absolutely different and break the standards. I mean, we have to go above and beyond, and we're so excited for this season for all of our clients. So there's the hoodie as well. This one is going to be a special one. We're only giving away one hoodie, and we're going to be giving away 4 T-shirts for the month of September. So make sure that you're leaving your what do you call it? The
Your
reviews,
business.
the comments right below. And if we see that you're going to our Apple Podcast or Spotify, you're leaving a review there. You're leaving the name of your company. You also go to YouTube and you also leave your company name there. Guess what? You get more entries. So you can enter in more places. Just look us up in any podcast platform as well as on YouTube, which is where we're hosting this video. The hoodie is my favorite.
Yeah, it's my favorite too.
Yeah,
I'm
excited.
it.
So this is the time. This is the time to really double down. If you're starting right now this season, just be in that mindset that you're going to need to invest, and the investment is going to be higher than if you're starting out in spring. It's just the bottom line. It's just the bottom line. Anything else you want to add in that point?
No, that's absolutely true. I mean, it's never not gonna work. It's gonna work. You just have to, keep in mind that the investment is gonna be just a little bit more competitive in this season.
Oh yeah, and that's what we're here for at Concrete Marketing Crew. If you're a concrete coating contractor and you're already running a business, you're running advertising, maybe the advertising hasn't been working the way it has in the past couple of years, and you want a second opinion, you want to figure out how you can improve your results, you want to see how much better you could be performing, feel free to reach out. Go to concretemarketingcrew.com. And we only work with one client per territory, so that's a little bit tricky for us, just because we do respect that for our clients and we do honor that. So just go to the contact page and then fill out that form. We're going to reach back out to you and see if your territory is available. Either way, by the mere fact that you're reaching out, we're going to give you ideas and strategies on how you can improve your advertising. So even if we don't end up working on a working relationship, managing the ads for you, advertising, we get a chance to pour into you and give you some ideas and strategies. Now, this is where I'm excited about, which is something we've been working extremely hard. Me personally, I would say close to 1,000 hours. Close to 1,000 hours. Over 200 videos, anything from CRM mastery, generating more leads. Just in the generating more leads training portal, you have offline advertising, how to door knock, what to say when you're door knocking, direct mail ideas and strategies, referral strategies, how to get more referrals, What if out of every 10 clients and customers you have, you get to pull out 2 to 3 referrals on a very consistent basis? What would that mean for you and your business? That module alone is worth the entire price of admission. TV and radio advertising, what does that look like? What does it need to look like? Ideas and strategies on that front. We have the Facebook advertising. And this is great for those that want to learn the process, want to learn the concrete marketing crew process, what we're best known for. For those that want to do it themselves, we're opening up a few slots every single month. We're not going to open this up for everyone. We want to make sure the quality of the group is high, individuals who are committed, real businesses. For that reason, it's by application only. However, the price is very accessible. There's beta pricing right now, accessible, open as of today. So if you're listening to this and you're wondering, wow, what is this Concrete Coating Success Lab? What is the buzz all about? Well, it's about this, training you on how you can run your own advertising. So what if you're working with another agency right now? What if you're working with another marketing agency? Guess what? You can come in here and you can actually go back. We'll show you how to look at the ads that are running. We'll teach you what the numbers mean. Why? Because here's what we're on a mission to empower the industry. Not to disempower, not to do smoke and mirrors on you. We're done with that. Like that's old age. We're living in an age of abundance, and we believe that truth should prevail. And, there's nothing better than just understanding what you're looking at and what people are doing for you. And our clients do get to appreciate this more because we show them how much we have to work in order to make a great ad campaign go. It's not just 20 minutes. We spend hours, our video editors, graphic designers, just putting together ads for our clients, not including the account manager, the time, attention, the optimization strategies, the CRM support, the technical support, plus everything else. That's just the Facebook ads. We teach you on Google Ads. If you want to run your own Google Ads, okay, awesome. And then here's the bottom line. If you're busy as a business owners, clients end up hiring us for these things too. Like some clients are running those things themselves, and now they're saying, well, you know what? I don't have time. We're growing, and I need to delegate. I trust you guys and your crew, and here you go. But we're still going to walk you through step-by-step what a landing page should look like. We're going to give you some examples. We're going to give you KPIs, the keywords you should be targeting, everything. I mean, this is it. I've trained hundreds of marketing agencies on how to build processes for their agency so that they can build a fulfillment for their clients. Guess what? We're going direct to client here, and I'm training our clients, and I'm training the industry. And I am the most excited about this. So close to 1,000 hours in combined training and just pouring myself into this deal. So we have Facebook ads, Google ads, local SEO. You want to get found on the maps? Man, I'll give you all the strategies. That's my playground. That's the sandbox. Show you how to get up on there. You want to learn how you can optimize your website for conversions? Beautiful. I share with you exactly the heat maps, what you should be installing, what to look for in order to get more leads out of the same website. TikTok advertising. Want to know how to run TikTok ads and don't want to pay an agency to do it? Great, not a problem. You're going to find out at some point in time when you're scaling and growing, you end up hiring a specialist just because of the amount of data and attention that needs to be done. Then you have the reputation growth and tracking and reporting. Everything I've talked about right now is just one training within the Concrete Coating Success Lab. So trainings within the training, and that is on generating leads. We have another section on booking more estimates, which is what I talked about earlier in what to say for the different type of leads. So check this out. Appointment setting scripts, calling back Facebook leads, calling back website leads, calling back trade show leads, calling inbound or answering the phones for inbound leads, calling referrals, door knocking, what to say, calling back Home Advisor and Angie's List, rehash. I mean, that alone, it's the entire thing. And it gets me excited, pumped, because I know if you unlock one of these specific items and you install it and you get lethal at it, better than your competitors, you're going to win. And we're here to give you that edge. Crushing the standards doesn't just mean like a cool sweater that we're going to give Christian a hoodie and a t-shirt here. He's our podcast. By the way, say hi to Christian in the comments here, as he's the one that's constantly moving this. but we've poured a lot of intention. Me personally, I poured my heart and soul into this, and I love to over deliver. And then there's the sell more floors, and there's another one which is the recruiting engine. How about this? The recruiting engine. You want to find more people? I've never shared this before anywhere else, only here. I'll show you the ads, I'll show you the landing page, and in fact, we're going to give you the landing pages. We're going to give you the ads, the copy, where to run it, how to run it, Indeed.com, anywhere else, copy and paste, point and click. And the beautiful part is, as part of the Concrete Coating Success Lab, you get access to our Concrete Marketing app, which is our CRM. It's Lead Connector, it's Go High Level, but the CRM that we use for our clients with automations, ad library, and we show you how to tie it all together if you want to do it yourself. And if you're a client of ours, you're going to learn how to use it better. There's a training here on CRM mastery, so you and your team just focus in leveraging the CRM to its maximum potential, and perhaps you're ready to optimize the CRM, customize it. And by the way, you don't need to use our CRM, but it's there. It's great to help you integrate all of these pieces. And we have partners. There's the crew partners here, which is their interviews for all of our partners for different platforms, some softwares, Company Cam, Flory, Drip Jobs. I mean, just name all the major players out there, softwares, and other partners as well. There's a special partner here where you get special access. So again, all of this is available at a very accessible price point, way less than what you would pay a marketing agency. It's not in the thousands of dollars a month. It's not going to be that price point. And if you are a Concrete Marketing Crew client, you get access to this at no extra cost. Mm-hmm. So anyhow, it's a win-win for everyone. Maddie, it's a lot. It's a lot.
What? I know it's a lot of stuff. I'm so excited. There's so much value in the Success Lab. Like I'm hearing you say all these things now, and I'm like, sign me up. And I don't even have a concrete coating system.
Well, I'll get you signed up, and on top of all of that, there's the business launch calls. That is where the value is, because that's where the customization happens. Mm-hmm. And this is what's going to happen is we're going to take you to an onboarding experience, and even all of our clients, we're going to onboard you, re-onboard you into this platform. And we're going to show you, hey, what do you need the most help with right now? And that's all we're going to have you focus on. You don't need to go and learn the rest of the stuff. It's going to be there for you when you're ready for it. Mm-hmm. And that's it. And then when you have questions about that topic, come over to the launch calls. We're working on the calendar to have media buyers on the calls to give you feedback on your own ads. If you're running your own ads, or if you're having us run the ads, come on over. Jump, have questions. We're here for you. We want to add extra and above and beyond levels of support for you so that it's very convenient.
I'm excited.
What else you got?
I'm so excited about that. I'm super excited about that. I can't wait. I really can't wait. There's a few of our clients that are already saying, I can't wait either. So I'm excited. This is going to be epic. It's going to be an epic launch for us. Okay. Do you want me to do 2 more questions?
Sure. Whatever you got.
So I have 2 more questions for you.
Okay.
All right. So let's talk about websites.
Ooh.
Are they really necessary to launch a successful concrete coating and epoxy flooring business?
So if you're just starting out, and you're getting started, and you're figuring out, do I need a website before I land jobs? You don't need a website. We have clients that have started and launched their business, and they still don't have a website, and they are well on their way to 7 figures with a landing page. Because when you become a Concrete Marketing Crew client, we do give you a landing page. We do ask you to get a domain, and we just work with you on that front. But we do recommend that you do get a website, because that gives you another level of experience. And the website should be an educational piece, an educational tool. So you can lean into it in the sales process a lot more. So like I said, reviews matter. Well, a website does matter, but is it required? No, it's not required. And many people will disagree, but I will prove them wrong. I mean, we've done it dozens and dozens of times with a lot of startups, yes.
For sure. Absolutely. Okay, last question. What is the absolute bare minimum you need to get started?
Ooh, bare minimum. You need to figure that out. Figure out which path you're going to be. Are you going to be renting machines, equipment, What are you going to be using for transportation? What does that investment look like? And this is where the trainings come into play. This is where the partnerships come into play. You have to do your due diligence. Every territory and application is very different. What's going to be your install process? What's going to be your application? Is it going to be epoxy based? What are you going to do? And based on that, that is what you should know. What you're going to be going up front. Now, there's the other school which I completely recommend if you're ready to go in. We have a client. His name is John. Recently started with us, and he's like, man, I've been having a hard time here, struggling with getting leads. And he signed up with our program. It was an investment for him. It was a stretch. And within the first week, he sold 3 jobs, 3 floors. Is that right? 3 floors. And he just keeps reinvesting and reinvesting into it. And now that gives him the capital to book jobs out and start fulfilling on them. We have other clients that they've come in and they said, you know what? We want to have the marketing become our working capital. So what it means is they put money into advertising, to marketing, they collect deposits on the jobs, and they book themselves out 3-4 weeks out, saying, hey, customers, we have the next availability on our calendar is 3 weeks out, 4 weeks out. So that gives them enough runway to reinvest those funds into whatever else they got to do. So it becomes these specific ones. Okay, what are you going to start with? There's really no right or wrong. You got to be very confident, have a plan, and that's what it's all about. It's having your plan dialed in. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to concretemarketingcrew.com and let's have that conversation. And if we don't have the answers, we will point you to different partners that we have here who can guide you along the way in the process. And there's so many opportunities out there for wherever you are. So feel free to reach out. Don't stay shy. Yeah. What else you got for me?
That's it. I have no further questions for today. You've answered all my questions. This was a great episode. I was very excited to listen to all the things you were saying.
Absolutely. It's always an honor, and thank you for coming along, Maddie, for this one. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, on Apple, wherever you're listening to this, again, you get a chance to get a special edition t-shirt from Concrete Marketing Crew. Crush the standards. Also hoodies, 1 hoodie and 5 t-shirts. That's the ratio. Now, here's the cool thing. You can also go to YouTube, and if you're watching this video on YouTube, make sure you leave a comment with your company name. We're going to be picking out names out of a hat. The more places that you leave your name and your business name, we're going to find out who you are, and we're going to put your name into a hat right here on a podcast episode coming up, and we're going to pick the winners, and that's pretty much it. So make sure you tune in. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Danny Barrera, Concrete Marketing Crew, and your Concrete Success Podcast. Make it a great day. Take care.